Should you buy an AR or should you build it?
Well, like I said before, a lot of people buy AR-15s and they go out to the local gun range and they see a guy with certain stuff or functioning in a different way, and all of a sudden they have to buy something else to put on their AR-15 that they've already paid for once. Whereas if you buy it once and build it, buy the parts that you want and you know to be sound products, you'll alleviate all that envy and all that anguish at the range.
Gun envy.
Um, yeah, it's kind of like AR-15 envy or other types of envy. You do away with all that, and you can spend money and get a package gun. There's certainly some nice package guns out there. I bet 90% of those guys that buy a package gun that actually use those guns are already upgrading them before they ever leave the gun shop. Mentally upgrading them. Oh, I'm going to do this, or oh, I'm going to do that. You build the gun once, and unless something fails, you don't mess with it. And there's a lot of optics that you can put on them, and scopes and whatnot. Really, you're buying an assault weapon for one reason. It's because you want it to go bang and defend yourself, and to be able to defend yourself. You want it to go bang when you want it to go bang. You want it to go to the range and go shoot and have a good time? Certainly, buy yourself one of those package guns and go out plinking. You want to go impress your buddies? Hey, I got an assault rifle, or hey, I got an AR-15, and look all butch military. That's good. That's good. I sell a lot of those. Guy comes to me, he says, he wants a 6.5 Grendel AR-15, 20-inch barrel, and he's explaining to me the ballistic coefficient at the difference between the feet per second difference at the muzzle between a 20 and a 24-inch barrel. I'm going to start listening to him because he seems to know as much as I do. I'm gonna listen to him because he seems to be a connoisseur. He's not a guy that just wants the gun to show off or be a trophy, or that whole envy thing that we talked about earlier. Custom guns require a little more money up front, and certainly if you're in a hurry to get a gun, maybe you ought to ask yourself, what didn't you do to get that gun earlier? We live in dangerous times, and certainly if you need a gun in a hurry, perhaps you should have prepared earlier. If, in fact, you want a good custom-built AR-15 with the parts that you want on it.
Call from 9375.
The parts that you want on it, and that you've already gone to the range, done some research, done some homework, felt up a bunch of other guys' AR-15s. And nobody, you know what, gun guys are kind of funny like that. They won't share their women, but boy, they'll sure share their gun with you.
How many times have you seen the ad for pistol sold 49 rounds left, shot once?
Yeah, right. Gun guys are notoriously, especially on range, they're notoriously generous, and they'll show you, they like playing show and tell. Okay, you want a good custom gun? We can build you a good custom gun. The only limit to building a good custom gun is your pocketbook. Okay? Good custom parts cost good custom money. And while I do it at a reasonable cost, and generally I do it at a very reasonable cost, most of the time it is strictly limited by the customer's pocketbook. So, having said that, buy the gun, whether you buy it in pieces or whether you buy a package gun, buy the gun that you want, and quit fooling with it. Go out, spend that money that you spend upgrading after you get the initial gun. Don't do that. Spend the money up front. Get what you want. Then quit dicking around with it. Go shoot it. Go get familiar with it. Go get dirty with it. Go get intimate with it. Seriously. Okay? Most of my guns don't have electronic sights on them. Because outside the prepper world here, my guns and I get dark. We get dirty. I play with them. I roll around in the dirt with them. You know? I don't want them to look fancy. I want them to look tough. I want them to look mean. I'd prefer someone not knowing what they look like as opposed to what they do. And that's they go bang when I need them to, and I can put a round on target. All that messing around, gussying up your guns and stuff, do that on the front side. Okay? Walk into the range with your head held high, knowing that you've got a custom piece. Whether it's the best custom piece in the range or not, it's custom to you. It's got what you want on it. Because what you want on it may not be what he wants on it, or him, or me. You know? I don't like my guns pretty. I like my guns dirty looking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't own any pretty guns. I don't own any wall hangers. My guns don't have dust on them. There's no dust in the barrel. My guns are all dirty. They're dirty. They're filthy dirty. I clean them after I go shoot them, but they're filthy dirty. Some of them don't even have finish on them. They're painted. You know, some of them are painted because they get scratched up. I don't have any wooden furnitured guns. They're all polymer. You know, I don't have guns like that. And I don't care, even my hunting guns, I don't care whether they get scratched up or not, because, you know, that's what they're for. They're a tool. And if you go out and you just sit your tools in a toolbox and admire them, well, you're not going to know how to use them when you need them. Quit caring about packaged guns and all these sales on packaged guns. Packaged guns are great if that's what you want. But if you want a decent weapon with what you want, what you particularly want, I'm a Magpul fan. You know, I joined the Magpul bandwagon a couple months back. I love the stuff.
Okay.
You know, it's easy to work with. It's well engineered. And oh, by the way, they got all these videos to show you how to use the stuff. It's pretty cool. You know, if you didn't know how to use it, you now know how to use it. If you knew how to use it, it makes you better at using it. And the one thing they tell you is get out and use it. Okay? They make all these little add-on parts that's easy to add on. Those are the easy parts to add on. No doubt. You want to add something on, add some Magpul stuff on and keep it moving. Don't be screwing around with changing barrels or changing rails or any of that crap, because it's just not worth it. That's money you could be buying ammo with. You know, and I will gladly sell you ammo. Okay? If you need additional training, that's money you could use to go to the range at $3.50 a gallon.
Right.
Okay? Now, everybody says, oh, it's just an AR-15. Listen, I can build AR-15s in 50 Beowulf, 45 ACP, 9mm, 6.5 Grendel, 243. I can build them all. AR-15s are like tuner cars. You just keep slapping parts on or slapping parts off. The good ones, once you get it running up and running good, the only thing that makes it better is you practicing with it. That's pretty much enough said. Right?
Yep.
So get yourself whatever gun you want. You want a custom gun, certainly you'll only build that gun once. And one other thing while I'm on it, you're going to build would you throw that thing away? You're going to build a custom gun. You're going to build an AR-15. You know, buy a maintenance kit for it. I know I sell like a repair kit that has all the springs, all the pins, extra gas rings. It's like $55. Okay? Your gun breaks, and there is a real SHTF. What you gonna do? You can't just run down the hardware store and get that crap.
Nope.
You better have a friendly firearms dealer on speed dial, or you better have the parts yourself. The parts aren't going to exactly do you any good if you haven't been intimate with that weapon and you don't know how they go in or out. Let's take Buck Run 11 for example. Buck Run 11's built him an AR-15. I'm sure he's had many struggles putting it together.
I had some videos, a video and some books, and I had no problem at all. It
Okay.
was just that simple.
All right.
Just following the video.
But if your gun breaks, you're going to know how to fix it.
I've had an AR-15 for years, and I never shot it much because I didn't know anything about it. And I'm a bolt action guy,
Yeah.
and now I know about those AR-15s, and there's nothing to
Nothing
fix
to
them.
them. Okay. So, those folks that own AR-15s or any other weapon, AR-15s just happen to be what we're talking about today. They're such a versatile platform, they just happen to be what we're talking about. But you better have some repair kits for them. I don't care if you got a wheel gun, you better have some repair kit for it. You know, some springs, know what springs go in your gun,
And how to get them there.
and how to get them there. Special tools required. Listen, I got an armor's kit that, you know, it takes me half an hour to put together, you know, an M50 or an AR-15. I mean, from all the parts laying there in front of me, broke down, every pin, spring, whatever, barrel, with my kit, with my armor's kit for AR-15s. Half an hour later, you're looking at a finished product, and we're testing. And this is something else. Don't I just say it, don't cheese dick out on tools. Tools will make you or break you. You will scar up your receiver not using the right punches. You will, you know, there's certain punches that are made for certain things. One invaluable source is Brownells. They're a gunsmithing supply house. Okay? Don't ever put your hands on a gun without calling them to get the right tool for the job. Because you can get the job done, but you'll scar up your receiver or whatever. And there's tricks. There's tricks. I had a guy tell me, oh, you use a credit card between the lower receiver and, you know, so that your punch doesn't hit the lower receiver. I said, I'll tell you one better, dude. Right tool for the job. We got a special punch that's got it's a roll pin punch. It's a special punch with an extended thing on it, just for punching that pin in on your bolt carrier catch. Okay? Those are things that make assembly a world of difference. I ain't that smart, and I'm telling you, tools will make you or break you. Get it?
Yep. I'm a tool guy. I love my tools.
There you go. You know, I come down here to the MVPO meetup, and I bring everything I need to do that little detent trick. And that's a trick we've been using for about a year now. But, you know, quite frankly, if the manufacturers were worth their salt,
You
wouldn't
have
be
to
doing
do
it.
you wouldn't have to do it, because it'd be done at the factory. At least the hole would be tapped. It's already drilled for 440, at least it would be tapped. You know, what's that take them on a CNC machine, really? 22 seconds?
Doesn't take seconds.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. Okay? And how much aggravation has everyone suffered because their detent, their rear takedown pin with the that holds the detent and detent spring in place flopped out or got trapped and bent behind the little plate on your AR-15 retainer plate behind your nut on your stock. What happens is sometimes the spring will pop out. If that plate gets too loose, the spring will pop out and, you know, go to the right angle to the side out the receiver because it's taking the path of least resistance.
Right.
Now you got an L spring.
Now you got an L spring. How hard do you think that's working for you?
Not at all.
Okay. Well, like I say, there's a lot of upgrade parts for AR-15s. Just build it right the first time. Build it the way you want it the first time. And don't take the decision to build one lightly. Go out and play with other people's AR-15s.
And make sure it's what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been really jonesing over an angled foregrip. I bought me one. Takes, what, 10 seconds to put on? I bought me one. You know, I like it. I'm on my little short AR-15 M16, the one with the drop in on it and the 10.5-inch barrel. It looks like something space age. It looks like they should have been built that way the whole time. My personal preference. Everybody might not like it, but my personal preference says I like it. Okay? Because I take that rail and I jam it right up, you know, as far back as it'll go. Sweet. Keeps my hand from coming forward on full auto because it's got that little hook on the back end. Sweet. I can still grab it between the thing and roll it if I have to dump out a empty, you know, casing that's stuck. You know, sweet. So, you know, they didn't have that when I built that gun. That's the only exception you know, that I would say is if technology suddenly improves and they come out with something new that you've already tested on a buddy's gun or tested at a range somewhere or taken a look at it and determined that, yeah, it's something I can incorporate. Well, then that's a different story, really. Build it, don't screw around with it. Now, receivers seem to be in somewhat of a short supply. You know, you can go to the gun show and get a receiver for $125. I think you could probably safely get a good one for $125, or you can wait till the end of August or sometime in August. They've got the national match up at Camp Perry. You can pick up one for under a C note. Oh. And don't be afraid to get a blim, what they call a blim. It's a receiver that's cosmetically imperfect, and it will be completely functional and work just the same as a factory spec one.
Well, my Q, it doesn't have to be pretty.
There you go. Nobody wants a prom queen.
Right. I'm not gonna kill you.
I don't.
I'm not gonna shoot you with a prom queen.
There you go.
I like something he said. He said he's owned a AR for a long time, but he's a bolt gun man, and the reason being is because you take with you know, if it really hits the fan, I'm not gonna go grab a big long range weapon. I'm more concerned from 50 yards and less. If something's threatening me within that range, and it's a threat to me, I'm going to be taking something to handle that kind of range. If it's farther than that and it's not a threat to me, I don't care.
Yeah, you can get away from it. You can avoid that.
Well, I think we've answered that question. You got any others?
No. I know I want to build it in 308.
Oh, you want a 308 one? You want an AR-10 platform now. Now we've upped the ante, see? It's all the same, just a bigger bullet.
Mm-hmm.
All the internal parts different, or are they the same?
Well, they're the same design, but they're
bigger.
And, you know, I'm going to scare you here for a minute. Since we're talking about AR-10 platforms, they're inherently a little different.
Okay.
There's the theory of relativity comes into play here. Again, a 223 is this size, a 308 is that size.
Yes.
So relatively speaking, you're going to spend that much more money.
I figured as much.
Okay. And the difference between 5.56 rounds and 7.62 rounds is about 20 cents. To buy a 7.62 round, you're looking anywhere from 42 to 51 cents a round.
Yeah.
Depending on where you get it. And most folks don't buy an AR-10 because they're interested in throwing a lot of lead downrange. They're interested in firing one shot and putting it in a sub 1 inch spot at 100 meters or further. Okay. So, again, to do that requires some special attention from your wallet.
Yeah.
And that means you need match grade triggers, you know, some match grade parts. That means you need a good bolt carrier that's chrome, hard chromed and or exoed, what they call exoed, or fail zero coating. Those are, again, more money. Now, you're not just going to go to buy Cavum ammo to shoot in it. You're going to want something a little more custom. That means that your bullet, your ogive of your bullet is going to be well seated into your chamber and setting into your rifling. That means that factory ammo is not going to do that for you.
Okay.
That has to be custom made, custom loaded, match grade bullets. Again, more money. You ready to go back to AR-15 now?
The reason I didn't want to go with the AR-10, I was thinking of the 6.5 Grendel.
It's a beast.
Because,
6.5 Grendel is a beast.
Because you can take that 6.5 off your lower and stick your 223 or 5.56 on the lower. You can
Absolutely.
You can fix the parts with the same parts, both guns with the same parts kit.
And following what he's saying, you have a special situation at the house. Okay, you don't want bullets going through the wall for collateral damage. Neighbors, children, whatever. Okay, you can then drop on a 45 ACP lower or upper, load you in some Federal Hydroshocks, and you don't have to worry about it going through 3 or 4 layers of drywall. You understand what I'm saying? Say if you're really expecting trouble and you expect them to be wearing body armor and or, you know, something armored, I don't care what your trouble is, I'm just saying. Certainly there's the 50 Beowulf upper. I wouldn't go gussying that baby up. I would just go put it on there. Because, you know, no amount of, you know, that's not a match grade weapon. That is a hard-hitting, devastating firepower weapon. And believe it or not, you can get 200-300 yards out of that 300 grain chunk of lead. And you are going to put a world of hurt on that target when it hits it. I do not recommend the 50 Beowulf in a car model, in a carbine model, unless you are going to have a full-size stock on it. It'll beat you to death.
First time I shot my 50 cal, I busted a whole box of clays. They were sitting 4 tables to my left, and I shattered them all. The concussion of when that bullet left the end of the gun busted a whole box of clays sitting 4 tables to my left.
Okay, 50 Beowulf is a, for those folks who don't know, it's a 12.7 millimeter round, but it is in fact short. Still 12.7 millimeters, that's a half an inch. You get hit by it, and they have jacketed hollow points. 325 grain jacketed hollow points. They get hit by, you get hit by it, you know, that's a Desert Eagle traveling. That's the same round that comes out of a 50 AE Desert Eagle, traveling at twice the speed. Okay, it's going to hurt you. It's going to knock you backwards, and if you get hit in a limb, it's going to remove a limb. It's going to certainly break bones. It's devastating. So, anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
So, this is